everyone, welcome to my channel. So on this channel, we talk all things becoming a paid UGC user-generated content creator. So for this video, we're going to talk about the basics. What is user-generated content? Why is it so amazing? And what are all of the opportunities that make it so lucrative and just so cool? And lastly, I'm going to share with you some steps that you can get started with today and be making money as a UGC creator within the next week. So if you're curious on all things UGC, making money online, making money from home, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment, make sure to share this video. A little bit about me, I am a full-time UGC content creator. I quit my job about a year ago. I was doing full-time coaching and just decided I wanted something with a little bit more freedom and flexibility. So towards the beginning of this year, I really dove into content creation and was able to go from $0 to over $1,000 a week with UGC creation. So now I am sharing all of the steps, all of the things I learned so you can do the same. So you can work from home if you choose to, so you can have a side hustle and make extra money from home with your phone, making money as a paid UGC creator. So what is UGC? So user-generated content, which is what UGC stands for, is really where everyday people like you and we may have video or photo or marketing skills, or we may not, are creating content for businesses and brands to be using on their organic social media or in ads, on their websites, on their landing pages. Basically, businesses and brands are hiring, like I said before, everyday people to create any type of short form video or photo or miscellaneous types of content instead of using someone in-house like they used to do. I also like to explain it as kind of like a modern day paid actor for these brands and businesses. If you think about probably 5, 10, 15 years ago, we would be watching TV and we see commercials, your traditional commercials, and there are actors in the commercials. Now it's all social media. Mainly what we're creating for is social media, and businesses and brands are paying us to be doing this from our homes with our phones, which is really amazing for both us on the creator side as well as the businesses and brands, because it is proven to be more effective, more relatable, because it is more consumer to consumer marketing and advertising versus business to consumer. If we think about any product, if we think about this microphone that I'm holding right now, it can either be a business talking about how amazing it is, what the features are, how the sound quality is so great and you should buy it, or it could be me talking to you saying, hey, I use this microphone and I'm not even advertising this microphone. I literally just picked it up, didn't even think about it beforehand. Hey, I use this microphone every single day to create my videos. And if you guys need a microphone, you should probably check it out. That is the perfect example of a UGC video, because that actually could be a UGC video. So in short, it is a brand or business who is hiring someone that does not work for them to create content for them to use really in any capacity. The overarching kind of concept or topic of UGC, I feel like is very vague. It's very gray. Even when I started doing it and I thought of UGC as like we typically sometimes do, which I'll get into some specific examples in a second, I have done so much work that doesn't fall within those categories. So it really just means what I said before, a brand or business paying someone that does not work directly for them to create any kind of usually short form video content. If you look on TikTok or Instagram, truly any of your favorite brands are likely using UGC content. Literally, if you look at Target, here are 2 examples right here where they likely hired someone or maybe gave them gift cards, who knows. There are some collaboration partnerships that work that way too, to come in the store and show kind of a day in the life or what a shopping experience looks like. It is a user generating content for the brand. What are some of the common types of user generated content? Like I said, have done such a variety of content over the past year, but some of the common ones are unboxing videos where you are given a product from a company and you are showing kind of the story of the product coming into your home. Maybe you're showing it on your doorstep. Maybe you're bringing it into your office, into your home, unboxing it. The idea is to give the consumer the experience of what it would be like to actually buy that product. Ideally for them to be thinking, I need that. That is the goal with most user-generated content. So unboxing videos are very popular. Testimonial or demo videos. So similar to an unboxing, but instead of focusing on the story or the journey of unboxing the product, you're more showing the product in action. And like with the microphone, if I was showing you, it might be, okay, here's how this works. You just open it up. It's super easy to open. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to clip it onto my shirt. And then I just plug this other end into my phone and you are good to go. Something like that. Has a little bit more complexity to it. So it could be, or it would be something like I shared earlier, my testimonial on the microphone. You guys, I use this microphone. I'm seriously not trying to sell this microphone. I use this microphone every single day and it's so good. If you create content, you probably should check this out. That's more of the testimonial side. So like a demo or testimonial. Something that also kind of falls into that line is I have a background in health coaching and health. So I do some like recipe videos too. So I will get sent a product and I'll get paid a certain amount to do either one video or a certain number of videos, creating like unique recipes or maybe just regular recipes with a product, and I will show that in a video, maybe with some photos. Vlog style day in the life, and that will usually revolve around a product or service. So I will show my day in the life, also working in a product or service. For example, I had someone who had a reminder app to drink water. So I did kind of my healthy lifestyle routine, day in the life of, and I showed how I could work in this water reminder drinking app. There's your traditional scripted videos, and those usually come from businesses in the form of they're looking for someone to create a video for Facebook or Meta or TikTok ads. And a lot of times they will literally send you a script and it'll be something more like this, me talking to camera. And I actually tend to love those videos because once you do a lot of them, you can get really good at being natural and sounding authentic as you're creating them. And they're very, very easy. So those can be done sometimes in under a half hour. And then another category is more of your informational, educational videos. For example, I was contracted by a company to do a series of 5 YouTube videos on topics that they gave me. They gave me some talking points, and then I kind of put together, fleshed it out a little bit and created more of a script for myself. And I created informational, educational videos for their YouTube channel. So that's another option. Some people want those videos created for their TikTok or their Instagram, so it's organic content, or some companies even run ads with more educational, informational type videos. And then lastly, the one I'll mention, like I said, there are so many different types. Just think of it as creating content for a brand. There are a million different kinds. These are just some examples. But the last one that's really popular is B-roll. So if you have ever watched a TikTok, which I'm sure you have, or a reel or even a short on here, sometimes you see someone just kind of going about their daily life doing something. They're not talking, they're not looking at the camera, and maybe there is text over it or there's voice over it. Businesses and brands need creators to create that B-roll content for them. So you may get contracted to create 10 different 30-second videos of you pouring coffee or making your breakfast or going to the gym, and then the business or brand may take it and do the rest of the work for it. The other way that sometimes we are hired to do B-roll is in terms of a brief. So you will be provided, you may be a script you have to record, and then maybe 10 different B-roll shots or 5 different B-roll shots that you do to go with that script. So as you can see, there are so many opportunities to make money with UGC. And something you can do when you get started is really familiarize yourself with the different types of user-generated content. You can go on TikTok and you can search user-generated content examples, UGC examples. You can go into YouTube and you can search user-generated content examples, UGC examples, and you can get tons and tons of them. And you can start just deciding and thinking about what are the types that I think would be best for my personality. I mentioned before, I really like the simple talking to camera videos. I don't like to do a whole lot of editing. I don't mind testimonial and demo videos too, especially that are around really cool products. But you can just kind of get an idea of what you really like. A lot of people like doing unboxing videos because you don't typically have to show your face. So there are so many different options, but that's one step that I suggest is just start to familiarize yourself and think, what are the types of videos that would be good for my lifestyle, would be good for my schedule, and would be good for me and my interests and my skills, my strengths? You can learn any of it. Trust me, you absolutely can. But there might be something already that you're kind of feeling drawn and pulled to do, and you can include more of that in your portfolio, which I will talk about in a minute. Okay, so why would you want to consider doing UGC? So like I said, I've been doing that since the beginning of this year. I went from $0 to over $1,000 a week in less than 6 months, which honestly, when I started doing it, I was like, we'll see where this goes. And it really was, I was able to scale it up pretty quickly. So why would you want to be able to do it? Well, what I absolutely love, hands down, my number one, is the freedom and flexibility that user-generated content creation or UGC gives you. You truly can make your own schedule and create these videos whenever works for you, as long as you are hitting the deadlines and you're meeting the timeframes that are provided by the clients. So literally, I could decide to do all of my videos on a Monday and have Tuesday through Friday to do whatever I want, depending on how much work I take in, which is the next point that is really awesome, is you get to decide how much work you do and how much work you don't do. If you are working a full-time job, you could do a couple of videos a week and you can make easy a couple $100 in addition to what you're already making. So the freedom and the flexibility, I have done UGC, user-generated content creation, when I have been at my family's house. I live in upstate New York in Oklahoma City. My daughter is an 8-year-old. She's been out sitting with my mom in the other room, and I literally have created 2 videos in 30 minutes and had 2 jobs done. So the freedom, the flexibility, the opportunity, the versatility, you can do it absolutely anywhere. I've had content that I've created at cafes or at parks. So you can do it if you want to on vacation, while you're traveling, while your kids are home with you, if you have kids, while your dog's home with you, if you're a dog parent. I hope you're getting the example that I'm giving here. Is there is so much freedom and flexibility with it. A lot of times brands and businesses want you to resemble, like I said, the average everyday person sitting in your office, sitting on your couch, in your car. The second thing that's really cool is you can work in your unique background, your experience, your expertise in the kind of content you create. I mentioned before, I am formerly, or still, I'm a health coach, certified health and life coach. So anytime I come across anything that's mindset related, food related, healthy related, I am all in, and I can use that in my pitch or my response to the business or brand and share that I have that background, so I can really relate to their customer. Or if they're looking for me to portray, an expert in the field, I am an expert in the field, so I can use that. And any of you, every single one of us has a unique background, experience, abilities that we can work into the UGC content that we create. So we can start off by going after some of those companies or those verticals if you so choose, and it allows us to kind of bring all of our background into the work that we do. Okay, and the next reason, and this is a big one, it is growing like crazy. So this is a very sustainable type of work to do. The creator economy is huge. It is booming. And I'll give you guys a stat on that. I would not remember this. The global creator economy was valued at $127.65 billion in 2023, and it's expected to reach over $600 billion by 2036. That is huge. It's not going anywhere. We all know that with social media, everyone lives on their phones, and creators are creating most of the content that we are looking at, we're scrolling through on the daily basis. Like I said, the trend from businesses and brands going from creating their own content to hiring everyday people to create it for them is a really good sign for anyone who's interested in getting into UGC or content creation or even influencer work, to know that it's going to last into the future. And just a couple other benefits is you get really cool products. Like, I've gotten so many awesome things doing this work, things that I never would have known that I wanted or needed, but like I really love now. I've gotten like steam cleaners and vacuums and skincare products that I am like now obsessed with and now ordering. One of my favorite supplement brands I found from doing UGC work, it's the brand Triquetra, and they have my favorite probiotic that I've ever taken, and lots of other supplements, protein powders, like so many things that I either didn't know existed or would never have tried. And then I got them and I was like, this is awesome. And then lastly is you do not need a following, a huge following. You don't have to have a following at all to be a UGC creator. All you need is a couple things that I'm going to touch on in a minute is portfolio, get experience, and know where to go to look for these jobs, and you can become one, which kind of leads to the next point. You can do this very quickly. If you're willing to put in the work, you could do it within a day, within a couple of days, and you could be up and running looking for jobs very, very quickly. And then lastly, to kind of go along with that is you don't need a lot of equipment. I have very, very basic equipment that I have always used to do my user-generated content work. And it would surprise some people, but I've gotten this far just using the very basics, and now finally I'm starting to add in some additional pieces that are really going to help me, but that's all you need to. Okay, and what are the opportunities with UGC? I'll just touch on a few of them, but as you get started and you get out on platforms, possibly if that's the route that you decide to go, and you look for work and you connect with brands, I can't tell you how many times that I've started off creating one video for them, 2 videos for them, and it has turned into significantly more work with them, recurring revenue with them. And some clients that's turned into like full social media management or a consulting type role. So just thinking about what I mentioned before, your skills, your unique experiences, you are connecting with brands, sometimes with the owner, with the CEO, with their head of marketing, someone that you wouldn't typically meet if you weren't starting doing some of this UGC and content creation for them. And what has happened in my experience, and what typically happens, is they see a really great work ethic, they see really great communication, and they see some skills that may benefit them in other areas. And then they ask me to set up a Zoom call or a meeting, and we talk about those opportunities. And I have, in some capacity, in some situations, took on additional roles for their company that don't even fall under UGC or content creation because it's made sense. So that's additional money that we're making working from home. I have never met any of my clients in person. It's all work that we're doing from Zoom, from our phone, from my desk, from my living room, which is, I think, absolutely amazing. The other opportunities that can come out of this, or you can turn what you're already doing for these companies, in the content creation world. So a lot of times I've done a video for companies, and they also have an affiliate program. So I can use that video that I've already created for them, possibly depending on the type of video it was, and I can put it up on my social media channels. And if I sign up for their affiliate program, if it makes sense, I can also put the link or the code that they give me, and I can potentially make additional commission off of that video. The other thing is, if it's sold on TikTok Shop, and this works for the client and you as well, and you have an account on TikTok that is eligible for TikTok Shop, you can make additional commissions if you are able to put up that video or even create 5 more videos or 3 more videos and link the product on TikTok Shop as well. So it's already a product you have, it's already a product you've made money on, and you could create, a couple additional videos. You could possibly make money on TikTok Shop that way as well. The other thing is I have had brands that have said they're completely fine with me selling the product after I have gotten it. And then the other opportunity is something that I actually didn't do to get started is if you already are very active on social, I would recommend either having a page that you can work your UGC work or content into and creating more of a lifestyle page, or creating a page specifically for kind of your portfolio of UGC content. I would start doing that from the very beginning. Like I said, my work kind of scaled up pretty quickly. So now I'm going back and somewhat doing that. My portfolio is in a completely different place, which I'll talk about in a different video a little bit in a minute. But I would recommend doing that from the very beginning, because that is an additional way that you will eventually, if you're doing really great quality work, have brands reach out to you. You're able to pitch brands using that page as well for UGC work, or even brand partnerships and sponsorships. So I would recommend that you work it into a lifestyle page that you currently have, or create a page specifically for you as a UGC creator, somewhat as a showcase portfolio page that you can use to connect with brands. All right, lastly, I want to give you 3 things that you can get started with right here, right away. And number 1, I already mentioned this, but start to familiarize yourself with UGC content. So you can look at mine. I'm going to drop a few links below. You can go to YouTube, you can go to TikTok, and start to get an idea of what are all the types of content people are creating. And one thing I want to caution you against is, as you start doing this, I know this happened to me in the very beginning, you may start having thoughts like, I could never do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to edit like this. I can't talk to a camera like that. I promise you, you absolutely can. And when those thoughts start to come in, just allow them to be there. I'm also a coach, so I'm going to be talking a little bit mindset. Allow them to be there, but they don't mean anything. We get to decide if they're true or not for us. I promise you, you can learn any of those things that other people have learned, and you're going to do it in your own unique way, and it's going to be amazing. So as you if that starts to come up for you, just acknowledge it's totally normal, totally okay. It's just because you maybe haven't learned those skills yet, but you absolutely can. So that's the first piece, is start to familiarize yourself. Do not let your negative voices talk you down. You can absolutely do it. Then the second thing, this is, I want to say number 1, but really learning what UGC truly is number 1, because you have to know what it is to actually do it. But this one is key. Everybody asks me, where do I get jobs? How do I pitch clients? What's the best way to do this? What email should I send them? And I'm like, none of that matters yet. You got to have a portfolio. You have got to have a portfolio. That is the first thing everyone is going to want to see from you, unless you already have a huge body of work for maybe a business you've had, or you've created a lot of content for something else. That's totally different. That could start to serve as your portfolio, which is actually kind of how it started for me, because I was creating content for my health coaching business for so long. However, I still did then create a portfolio. That is the number 1 step. And the way that you can do this, it's very simple. Like I said, you're already starting to familiarize yourself. You see what types of content are out there. I've shared some with you. I'm sharing some links for you. Decide 5 things in your home that you want to create content for. It does not matter what they are, because I created content for some things in my home and then was working with either the same brand or similar brands later on. In the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, they wouldn't hire me to do UGC, or this company is going to get mad at me. They don't care. If you're creating content that is positively talking about their product, they would love for you to do that. Plus, people do that every single day. So do not think that that's weird or not allowed or anything. Start to create a portfolio with 5 things in your home, 5 to 10 things. Ideally, the more videos, the better, but we want them to be really, really good. So do a lot of practice videos. If they don't look so great, get rid of them and start to build your portfolio. That is the number 1 thing, is you want to be really proud that you have something that you can send to people as you're emailing them, as you're messaging them on Instagram, as you're finding the contact in their social media outreach, or whatever they call it on LinkedIn. They're going to ask for your portfolio or your body of work at some point. So that is what you want to create. Familiarize yourself, create your portfolio, 5 to 10 pieces. And then the next question I get asked all the time is, what do I use to create a portfolio? Do I need to build a website? What do I need to do? Let me tell you, literally, I went from 0 to over $1,000 a week in less than 6 months using a Google Drive link. What that means is all I did was record videos, good videos, and then I dumped them into a Google Drive the folder was called UGC sample work. And I sent that to businesses and brands for 6 months. That is all you need, and I am proof of that. We do not have to overcomplicate it. Now, if your skill set is in building websites and SEO, amazing. Build yourself an awesome, simple website with your work on it. That's going to be even better, because then people could if you're really great at SEO as well, people could come to you just from searching UGC creator, and you're going to be able to make more money and get more business that way. So if that is your skill set, go and do it. But I'm not recommending that you pay someone to do that or that you spend a ton of time building a website at this point, because you simply don't need it. It really comes down to what is your goal right now. If it is getting out there and becoming a creator and making money, all you need is to create these videos and to get them into some format that you can send them. Google Drive, Dropbox works, or there are templates on Canva that you can really easily modify. Honestly, like they're very simple too. And that is now where I have like a formal portfolio. The second thing that I would recommend that you do is create a 3 to 5 sentence bio for yourself. And all that is talking about who you are, why a company would want to work with you, talk a little bit about your background, your strengths, your expertise. And when you're thinking about these things, always frame it from the perspective of why would a business care? Why would a business who may need content for their organic, for their ads, for their website, why would they care about me and my background? How does it relate to what they're trying to do, which is drive more engagement, drive more business, and get more sales, whether they're service or product business. Now for me, I have a background in marketing. I have a background in coaching. So I work that in to talk about, I really understand people and what they're looking for and how to resonate and engage with them. And I have a background in photography. If you don't have those things, it is totally okay. It's probably good in some ways that you don't have those things, but I was able to work that in a way of saying you're going to get someone who knows how to do all of those things to create your content for you. And it's going to be way more efficient than hiring a photo or video crew. And I know that I have the eye for composition and all of those types of things. So I was able to work that in. You absolutely have your own unique pieces that you can pull from. But remember, we want to frame it in the way of why would this business care? How does that relate to helping them reach their goals? And then lastly, once you have done your bio and you've started to work on your portfolio, I highly recommend that you create a very short, under 1 minute intro video that's based on your bio. And again, we want to make sure this is a really good video. It can be completely recorded with your iPhone, but put yourself in front of a window light, or even right now it's very cloudy outside, so I have a ring light in front of me, something like that. And the reason that I say that this is important is because you are showing them an example in your portfolio and in your intro video of the type of work that you'll produce for them. So you want to make sure that your audio is clear, that there isn't a ton of background noise, even though some businesses may actually be fine with kids screaming in the background because they may be trying to sell a kid product or whatever it is. When you do this video, make sure that your audio is clear. There's no background noise. Turn your air conditioner off. Make sure your lighting is decent and present yourself in the best light in all ways, because that, like I said, is a representation of the work that you will be creating for them. So those are the only things that I would recommend you get started with right away is familiarize yourself, start to create yourself a portfolio, write yourself a 3 to 5 sentence bio, framing it in the eyes of why would a business owner care. And then lastly, once you've done all of those things, record an under 1 minute video, intro video that's really engaging and showcases you as a person and why someone would want to work with you. I've gotten so many jobs where I have my full portfolio out there and I will get messages saying, we loved your intro video and your energy so much. So be you in that video, because you are the one that is going to be pulling in work and businesses that are going to be a fit for you. And that's what you really want. So if you found any of this helpful and you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment, make sure to share, and make sure to come back, because I'm going to be sharing all the things that I've learned, tips, tricks on becoming a paid UGC content creator. So if you're interested in any type of one-on-one individual support, I do offer a mentorship as well. So I help you with the specifics of all the things that I'm talking about. So you can just drop the word mentorship in the comments and I will send you information on that. But the other thing you can do is drop a question. If you have specific questions, drop them in the comments and I will answer them in a future video. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and we'll talk soon.